welcome to the Cairo Speaking Podcast. This is Roberto Monaco here, and today I have the man, the myth, the legend, mi hermano, my brother, Dr. David Serio. What's up, buddy?
So grateful to be here. You're the legend. You're the legend.
Well, I don't have this amazing book. Right? Who wrote the book? For those most chiropractors know who Dr. David Serio is. If you don't, he wrote this amazing book called 33 about the 33 principles, which is phenomenal, best-selling book now. They have in English, they have in Spanish. Dr. David is, first of all, is my friend. We connected many years ago, and literally every week we are on WhatsApp because in Buenos Aires. And I think lately, the last couple of weeks, didn't talk. We're like, bro, I miss you, man. We haven't talked this week. What's up with that?
Totally. I'm so grateful to know you. Even though we never met in person, I never got to check Roberto's spine. He's been working with our team now for a few years, and the difference has just been phenomenal in our results, in our impact, in how we communicate our message. So thank you, Roberto.
Awesome, brother. So here's the formal introduction. Dr. David Serio is at Sherman College of Chiropractic right here in South Carolina. Go Sherman. Graduate from 1999. He has been practicing chiropractic in Buenos Aires, which is an amazing place, since 2000. It's kind of funny. He went from America to the South. I went from the South to Brazil to America. I think that we have that special connection too. He's the founder of Vida Chiropractic Worldwide, that I personally had that chance to not only work with them, but make friends with so many amazing chiros. And I'll tell you, what a group of powerful leaders, powerful chiropractors, principal chiropractors. They have currently 25 locations in 5 countries: Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Spain, Mexico. And so, man, your group is just amazing. I love them. And typically they serve pure chiropractic to around 4,000 people every month. So
14,
honor, brother.
14.
Yeah, 14,000. Yeah,
14,000.
14,000? Yeah.
Four.
No, that's right. 14,000 per month.
When we met Roberto and he's been mentoring, coaching us, we would see about 3,000 to 4,000 per month, and it's been up to 14,000 last month.
That's amazing. Awesome, brother. So today we're going to talk about vision, and nowadays with so many things to focus on: marketing, social media, getting clients, lockdown, pandemic, all that stuff going on. Everybody's going through something right now. And then I asked Dr. David, hey man, what do you have in your heart right now? He goes, let's talk about vision. So let's jump right into it. So how you define vision?
I want to give you 2 phrases.
Okay.
One is from the Bible, Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, people perish.
Amen.
And another quote that I love about vision, phrase, is vision is by a guy named Jonathan Swift. He says, vision is making the invisible into the visible.
Yep.
So for me, Roberto, vision is a couple of different things, how I define it. One is being able to take what's in the immaterial world and bring it into reality, into the material world. That's number one. Number two, it's being able to see ahead in any aspect of your life, whether it's practice or your own life. And number three, it's bringing clarity in really what you're put here to do and what you want to accomplish and the impact you want to make. I want to give you a little analogy of what I think about vision.
Okay.
Let's say me and you plan for 2 years. We're going to Spain to speak together, and we say, let's hang out for a week after. Let's go see some sites. So we meticulously plan our trip, and we're booked to speak and everything. And then we both get on a plane, and you get there to Spain, and my plane goes up in the air, and it cannot see anything. And I have to come down, and I miss the whole trip. You can have the best goals. You can have the best planning and everything. If there's no vision, you're not going to get there.
I just love that. I'm gonna steal that analogy. I'll give it credit to you, brother. I give it credit to you. Now, for this podcast, obviously, is for chiropractors, And why a lot of chiropractors, they have the mindset of practice growth. Maybe they can grow through retaining more people. Maybe they can grow through expanding practices. Maybe they can grow by seeing more people. So in the context of a chiropractor, which you have 25 locations that part of your group, how do your chiropractors implement vision? How do they use vision to support their growth?
Well, there's a couple different things, Roberto. If you think about it, even in I personally I think Sherman's the best chiropractic school on the planet where I went, and even with the amazing education I had, we didn't spend a lot of time talking about vision, you know. And BJ Palmer had this phrase, get the big idea and all else follows. It's like get the vision and all else follows. So what we try to do in implementing this is a couple different things. One is really visualize what your vision is. Sit
Mm-hmm.
down, close your eyes, and visualize what you want your life to be in 10 years, what you want your practice to be in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, is 7 generations from now. What's the vision you want to leave? You know, so actually taking the time and doing practical things, closing your eyes, feeling it, visualizing it. Number two, writing down your vision. Now, Roberto, when we talk about vision, right, you could
Yeah.
have a vision for your health. You could have a vision for your family. You know, you could have a vision for the physical space you want to live in. It's unlimited. But since we're talking here about practice and the impact, you
Mm-hmm.
know, what is the vision you have for yourself and your community, for yourself in the profession, for yourself in your practice? And what does that visually feel like and look like? So you got to do those practical things, write it down, visualize, feel it. Otherwise, it's just a dream. And
So
take
go
action.
ahead. Go
And
ahead.
take action.
Perfect. So I wrote down here, kind of like take the moment, and it's hard because I think part of the visioning or creating vision process or vision creation process it takes time to think about it, and people don't like to think. They like to say, hey, give me my answer. I don't want to try to figure it out, give my answer. But you got to come up with your own vision, you got to come up with your own answer. So I love the fact that you slow down, close your eyes, think through it, write it down, and then put a plan to take massive action. You've been around chiropractic for many years, since 1999, and you actually went to chiropractic school before that. In your perspective, by dealing with so many chiropractors, why some chiropractors have a limiting vision for their careers, their practice? Why is that?
I think that's a great question. That's a great question, Roberto. Number one, if you think about even ourselves, you know, we understand this, but how often do we actually take the time? You know, I have to be vigilant about that. Taking the time every day to sit in my vision, to close my eyes, to write these things down. So, number one, I think it's because a lot of chiropractors don't take the time to do that. So it's if you don't take the time to do that, it's just kind of up here, but it never comes down to reality.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, for me, it's always about the basis, which is philosophy. You know, if you don't understand the principles, which go beyond philosophy, they're scientific, they're based on natural universal law. It's it's hard to get that big vision for chiropractic because you limit yourself into a little box of what is possible for chiropractic.
Can you give an example of that? Because I think that's important connection between connecting chiropractic philosophy and that's your whole book's about, right? 33. So let's talk about what is the connection between chiropractic philosophy and vision.
Okay, so
Give me an
if
example.
I look at chiropractic as a great alternative for back pain or neck pain or helping to feel people to feel a little better, my vision is going to be limited to that. Okay, and chiropractic is really, if you look at the 33 principles, not once does it mention health, not once does it mention pain, not once does it mention symptoms. Life is mentioned 8 times, and innate or universal intelligence is mentioned 33 times. So when you think about, you know, where the big vision of chiropractic, removing interference to the controlling system to express life at its maximum, there's no limits on that. There's zero limits. When you understand that, when you teach people these principles, they can think different and make different decisions. There's no limit on that. Zero limitations.
That's powerful. That's powerful. So in a sense, I'm gonna put on on my understanding here.
Yeah, yeah,
In a
yeah.
sense, like if you don't understand chiropractic philosophy at its core, the chiropractors are subluxated when they try to put their own vision into place. Is that correct?
Totally. And totally. And today, one of the teachings for the team, for Vita, was, are you having a vision that's yours, David Serio, or is it your vision but encapsulated in the chiropractic vision for the world?
Hmm.
I don't have the right to change that vision as a human being, because I chiropractic chose me. I can express it in my own unique way,
Hmm.
right? But I don't have the right to change what it is. And so it's like, are we fitting in with the chiropractic vision, or are we trying to fit chiropractic with our vision? Two
That's
very different
powerful.
outcomes.
Now, talk to me about when you went when you graduated, you went to Argentina, and that was like 2000. I left Brazil 1995. So you're 2000. I admire you. So you're like, uh, came up and you went down. So did you have a vision to expand chiropractic in South America? One, because when I left Brazil, pretty much didn't have. I didn't know chiropractic, a chiropractor growing up in Brazil. Never been. Right. So did you have a vision? Number one, number two, and the second question I want to ask you is what is the vision that you have for Vida? Right. So let's talk about when you left. You went to Argentina first. I mean, I was curious about that.
I always love your questions.
Uh,
So, I mean, my family lives in a great place in Florida, in Palm Beach Gardens. And, she was like so excited for me to come back there. She was going to have her chiropractor. And I love Florida. But when I started to think about my vision, Roberto, and think about, hold on, there's places in the world where chiropractic really doesn't exist. In Argentina, it was just starting. There was a great group here that were really focused on pure chiropractic. And I just wanted to experiment and see, like, if I bring this vision to another part of the world, what kind of impact can I have in society if there's not really many chiropractors? And my vision was to adjust the president. I got two below. One of my best friends became the Minister of Economy, super chiropractic advocate. As a matter of fact, one of his best-selling economic books was based on the 33 principles, and he just put it in with economics. So
wow, that's fantastic.
I got to that level, but and so I wanted to see that in action, and then I just kind of became addicted, and I loved it because I'm like, wow, I see the impact despite all of the difficulties in this country. It's not an easy place to live. And been through major crises. But I think it's that big vision that kept me going and keeps me going.
Awesome. So a lot of one of the things that I love about you and the Vida team, and is how committed you are, how passionate you are about chiropractic, and obviously expanding Vida to Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Spain, in Mexico. So can you talk a little bit about this vision? Because a lot of chiros sometimes they might have a limited vision. Right? Obviously, most chiropractors, they are quote unquote a local business, right, in the communities. But talk to me from a leadership perspective. What was your how you create that vision for Vida to be everywhere?
Amazing questions. So
Brother,
it's incredible, Roberto, because sometimes I had a limited vision for my life, right? I was like in my practice, seeing 300 to 400 people a week, super happy. And I had a life experience that basically shifted my whole reality. and basically I just sat there and my ego started to diminish. I had a pretty big ego, and it started to break down. And I just asked God, the universe. I said, what's next for me? What's the vision? And it just came to me like, create a tribe. And it was like I was being spoken to, create a tribe, reach every corner of the world. And then the right people came in. And the vision is for people to have access to our model of chiropractic in every corner of the planet. And my vision was to always have really powerful chiropractors that would be great on their own, but understand that together we're more powerful. So, Vita Chiropractic is this vision of each person. It's their own practices. It's their own expression within this vision for chiropractic and within a certain model. And so, if you go to a Vita Chiropractor in Buenos Aires, and then you go to one in Spain, you know what you're getting, you know the quality, the service, the principles based behind it, but it's going to be their expression as a chiropractor, as a human being. And so the vision is that we fill the planet, every city, town, you have access to one of us.
I just love that. I can't wait for Vida coming to the US. I'm just waiting.
We're working on it.
I'm just waiting. So where does chiropractic fits right now? And we don't need to get political or anything like that. So we don't get shut down in the first episode here, right? So we keep our podcast clean here. But what is the vision, considering everything that's going on in the world right now? Yeah. What is the vision that you have for chiropractic? I mean, you wrote a book about it, very successful organization. What's where do you, or at least the vision that you have for not Vida, but for chiropractic? You know what I mean? And what's some of the challenge that you have to unify the profession?
So I think, Roberto, in my opinion, life should be about freedom. Yep. And in order to have freedom in our decision-making processes, we have to have wisdom and knowledge. And so I believe chiropractic is in the best position it's ever been in to bring the truth to the world about life, universal principles. But the challenge is that a lot of chiropractic is being absorbed into a mechanistic model of life. And so it's becoming part of this same conversation instead of, in the beginning, they talked about chiropractic was a right face in everything that science and philosophy, were pursuing at the moment. And it really is. It's because it's based on natural law. And when you base things on natural law, it doesn't make for huge corporations, to push their stuff. Mm-hmm. And I personally don't see chiropractic as an alternative. I see it as separate and distinct from everything. And I also think, Roberto, it's not about fighting against something, because there's always going to be something to fight about. It's just, for me, it's about teaching a different way to think. The mechanistic mindset is what's being pushed on us. Outside in way of living is being pushed on us. Today it's a vaccine. Tomorrow it's going to be, they want you to be half robot. It's not going to change. Mm-hmm. It's the philosophy behind that, and the science isn't really science anymore. It's just supporting a certain philosophy and
or agenda. Yeah.
Agenda, exactly. So I think chiropractic really plays a crucial role in not only our survival, but in where we go as humanity. And the challenge is to put more and more chiropractors out there in the world that are successful, that are sticking to the principles of chiropractic.
Love that. So how do you train, or how encourage, because I know you mentor a lot of chiropractors, how do you mentor them through a process to have a deeper understanding of philosophy, for example?
First, I think they have to have this spark inside that there's something greater to chiropractic. They have to be open. It doesn't matter where they come from in their background, really which school or what training they had before, although it helps, of course. But if they have this like feeling of uneasiness, like there's something greater to chiropractic, it's easy from there. It's easy. And I think number one, if you're going to be a mentor, and I look at you as an example, you do what you say. You're on every time I open Facebook, you're talking. It's like I open my email and it's like you live what you say. And that for me is the best example of a teacher and a mentor because,
Mhm.
I read your emails, I watch your videos, and it's like, so when you teach our group, it's like, hey, he says what he does, and I think that's the most important thing as a mentor. You walk the path, you're a model, you're an example, and then it's easy if you have good people around you. For me, what makes up Vita is the people in Vita. Our assistants are amazing, the chiropractors, and they constantly want to learn, grow, and evolve.
Perfect. So you mentioned here, love that, brother. Thank you for that. You mentioned here some of the steps, practical steps. Take some time to sit down, relax, close your eyes, think about the future, think about a year, think about 5 years, think about 10 years. And then you start reshaping the vision. Step two, write things down, put on paper, get clear. The beginning might be kind of muddy, but put in writing. Number three, put a plan and start taking massive action. Anything else? Any other discipline or habit that you personally have created to cultivate, to refine, to improve your vision?
Well, I want to just clarify one thing. Writing with a pen on paper is
Yeah,
very different from typing in a computer.
yeah,
One of my life mentors, Dr. Wayne Dyer, who was a very famous author, and
yeah.
he would write his books by hand, and he said writing by hand is like making a contract with God. So that's very different from writing
That's
on a
powerful. That's powerful. I like that. I like that
yeah,
quote.
yeah.
I love
I
that.
never write my goals or vision on a computer. I always do it by hand on a piece of paper. Uh,
I love that.
and the other thing, Roberto, is really, I think one of the best things is to be able to share with people. Like, for example, one of the powerful things about our tribe, about our team, is we share a common vision. And so we push each other to expand our vision, to be greater. And you need people around you like that. You're going to go so much further. And what I found as well is having people that are not like for me, you're a part of my life now, like because you have your vision for what you do, and we love some of the same things together, but you just inspire me with a different vision. So having people that also inspire you outside of the profession are crucial as well, because it keeps us going through all those challenges.
Love it. Perfect. So we're wrapping up here the show. Thanks so much. And a couple of questions. I have one more question,
Yeah.
but before chiropractors, students, they want to reach out to you, get your book, learn more about your coach, learn more about Vida. What is the best way to go?
So I have my webpage, Dr. Vida, drdavidvida.com. You can get me on Facebook, on Instagram. My email's on the webpage. Also, you can reach out through us through vidachiropractic.com, and you can see there's an email link there. So any of those outlets, you can get in touch with me.
Awesome. So, so if you had all the 100,000 chiropractors right now listening to us right now, from all different countries, different philosophies, different techniques, what would be one message to tell them?
I want to go back to that BJ quote, get the big idea, all else follows. Sometimes we make chiropractic so complicated, and the beautiful thing about it is really simple, but in that simplicity, you could go so deep. And I'm 52 years old. I personally don't know of a time that we were needed more than today. We're needed more than today. People are craving, they're getting tired of the agenda. They're
Yeah,
getting tired of that, and they're being bombarded with fear and only one-sided information. They're craving our message more than ever. And you go deep in the philosophy and the real science of chiropractic, the science of subluxation, the science of innate, and the economic part will take care of itself more than you could ever imagine.
awesome. My brother, consider yourself hugged. Love you,
Always
brother.
a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Can't wait to see you very soon. Thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you
Make
so
sure if you enjoyed our podcast, share, like, subscribe, and we talk very soon. Much love, amigo. Talk soon.
Thank you. Thank you.